Welcome. I am Caryn Gillen, weight loss coach and life coach for leaders and entrepreneurs who want to lose weight so they can get on to whatever comes next, whatever they actually care about. And today we have a special guest, and this will be a first, both for my Facebook Live and for my podcast. So I'm super excited to welcome Mimi. So Mimi is a side hustle coach and a productivity geek. She named herself that, not me. That works with women who want to start an online business that makes money while they're still working their 9 to 5. And if you have been around here a while, you know that's something that I did. And so I know how important that is in the lives of women, in the lives of family, and how that really is something that changes the world. So I think that's a super fun mission, and I would love for you to meet her. So why don't you just say hi and tell us anything I missed in that intro?
Oh, that was a great intro. First of all, hello. It's such an honor to be here. I've had the pleasure of working with you and being online friends for a long time. So the intro was just perfect, and I think you covered it all.
Perfect. Okay. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to have Mimi on is because personally, as a mom and a business owner and an entrepreneur, I noticed that I had to-do lists all over my desk and all over my house. And I would sit down at my desk to get to work, and I wouldn't necessarily know what I needed to get to work on because it seemed a little chaotic. And she has this, it's called a small package where I could have her help me get my to-do list together. And it was so much more than that. So I thought it would be, and actually the whole time we were working together, it was really like we kept finding these parallels between, oh, well, it's the same with organization, productivity, and weight loss. And here's how it looks for my clients versus your clients. So I think it's just a natural fit. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It was really, I don't think that I had thought about it as much as when we worked together, but there really are so many parallels, right? So you came to me and you were feeling overwhelmed because, like you said, you had to-do lists in so many different spots, and it was causing, just like this anxiety. And so we were able to kind of really streamline things and get it into one place. And the more we talked, the more I remembered when I had worked with a weight loss coach, and I signed up and I was like, okay, show me the diet. Like, tell me what to eat, how many times to work out. And she was like, no, we're going to work on the inner stuff. And that was the first time I was really ever introduced to that concept. And it's really the same in the way that productivity happens or being organized happens. You have to really take a look at what's going on inside, because the outside is often a reflection of that. And it's very similar. Like, that's kind of like the real secret to long-lasting weight loss.
Absolutely. You just made me think about, like, you buy a new planner, your life is not already organized, right? You have to work into the planner, figure out how to use the planner, actually bring it with you places. Yeah. It's a lot more than just that initial thought.
I am embarrassed to admit, but I'm going to. One year, I think I spent about $1,000 on planners. Now, and part of me was like, well, I'm a productivity geek and I help people do this. And
it's a write-off.
It's a write-off. But you know what was happening was this. It was the same thing as if when you are looking for the magic bullet in the diet, right? So I'm just going to, never eat X, Y, and Z ever again. And you have such hope that this is going to be it. And that's the same thing with the planner, right? Like, so I would buy a planner and have so much hope that this would be the thing that would make me get more stuff done. And I realized, no, again, it has to start with, really what's up here.
Right.
And it's interesting where that similarity comes in place. Hence, once I made that connection, I stopped buying so many planners.
And look at you now. You're saving $1,000 a year.
Exactly.
Okay. So my first question is, what do you think would be helpful for folks who want to lose weight to know about organization?
Well, again, that it's really an inside thing. That's different for everyone. And I think a lot of people that I talk to, they come to me and they expect me to tell them specifically what to do. But like a diet, it's really unique to the person and what their lifestyle is about. So, my system may not work perfectly for you. You
Right.
know, what works for me may not work for you. And so it's really kind of tuning into what works, making those tweaks, and really being consistent with it.
Yeah. It makes me think about when I offer up people different options in a food plan, or like, here's something you could
Mm-hmm.
do. It really has to, the commitment has to come from them. So I don't ever say, here's how you have to eat to lose weight. I say,
Right.
we could try this, but like, if you're going to commit to it, it has to be your thing. Otherwise, I think the people will just rebel against it so much more frequently.
Exactly. That's right. Exactly. Everyone's different. A big thing I hear is, you've got to get up really early in order to be productive. Now, I am a morning person, and I did a side hustle for many years, and I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do it. That worked for me. If someone told me the only way to be successful was to start my side hustle when I got home at 9 o'clock at night, I would have never been able to do it.
Right.
Right. So it has to be what works for that person. And so, if you are a night owl and you're getting more things done, then make it work for you. And I think that's the same thing with diet. Like, if you have to create, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And so you need to really create a system that works for your life and that works with your strengths
Yeah.
versus trying to white knuckle it.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't work.
It also sounds like there's a level of self-awareness required for both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And self-acceptance.
Absolutely.
So what actually works for me versus what do I think I should do that would be quote unquote perfect or right?
Right.
Yeah. Love it.
And the other thing is that I'd like to add is there needs to be discipline, right? And so, there needs to be a level of discipline in that, some days you're just not going to feel like eating healthy or going to the gym, or you're not going to feel like doing your side hustle or making the time for it, or
Right.
staying consistent with the way I'm, my productivity system.
Yeah.
And you still have to kind of decide, well, this is important to me. The long ranging results, right,
Yeah.
of losing weight and being healthy or being able to leave my 9 to 5, that's really, what's got to kind of push you through those times.
Again, that constant conversation of it's this short-term discomfort for long-term gain versus short-term comfort for long-term losing what you want.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Next question is, what are the top 3 things that you tell people over and over again that you think would be helpful for people trying to get organized and also trying to lose weight or get healthy bodied?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. The first thing is slow down. This is not, you're not going to lose 10 pounds in 2 days. You're not going to reorganize your whole house in an hour.
Right.
Slow down. It's a process. Enjoy it.
I
The
love
second
it.
thing is don't worry about perfection, right? Like, if you're having a day where you're overwhelmed and everything's flying all over the place, it's okay. Just regroup when you can. Same thing. If you're having a day where you've had 3 cookies, okay, take a deep breath. Doesn't mean you have to start over again on Monday. You can start
Right.
again in the next minute,
Right.
And the third thing is being present, right? When you're present, then you're really aware of the way you're feeling. And that goes back to the inner. You go back to the way you're feeling and what's going on, and you're less scattered and your energy shifts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important for both weight loss and being productive and staying focused.
Right. I was just talking to a client today about she has a very stressful job where there are people coming at her constantly all day. She's I won't say anything more about her, but she is really stressed out, and it's actually getting in the way of her weight loss progress because when we are releasing so much of that stress hormone cortisol, our bodies
Mm-hmm.
don't want to release weight. They think we're at war and they're holding on for dear lives.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So getting present and in the moment, kind of like some people talk about doing it at meditation time, but you can also do it right here where you are. Like right now we're having an interview. I might have 16 other appointments today, but I'm hosting an interview right now, and being in the present moment with you and doing
Right.
that. It's that kind of like constantly being mindful and meditative wherever you go.
Absolutely. I call it the own and overwhelm.
I
Right.
love
So,
it.
yeah. And so you could be, it's overwhelm is a state of mind, right? I mean, yes, we can have a million things on our to-do list, but in the present moment, we really can just focus on the present moment, right? And so
Yes.
it's kind of a nice way to challenge yourself when you're feeling like freaked out and stressed out and, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed, to say, oh, this is a great meditative practice moment, right? Where you
Right.
can, again, the energy shifts and you get focused and clear and get it done and then move to the next thing. It's a practice.
Right. I love it. There's a way too with food where if we get really overwhelmed, we have a lot of those moments, but we're lacking the it's like food is the one area where people really throw it all out the window and say, oh, everything was so busy, so chaotic. I'm just going to order pizza tonight. I'm wondering if there's a parallel in the organizational world where it's like, here's the one thing where I kind of always throw myself under the bus because it's like the easy out and it gets me some quick comfort.
Ooh, that's good. You know what I would say? The first thing that pops to my mind is, and I have found that I've done this too. I'm so busy, I have no time, and yet I'm scrolling on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That kind of thing. So
it's like sugar. It's like completely useless. Sugar. Just eat the cupcake, scroll the Facebook, grab the pizza.
Yeah. That's how I'm dealing with this moment of overwhelm. Instead of being productive and doing what I have to get done, no, let me just spend, 5 minutes on Facebook, which turns into 20 minutes. So
quickly too.
I'd be curious to see if those same areas of the brain light up, that sugar impacts. I would say yes.
So
but
either
I don't have
way,
scientific proof.
Right. Either way, the people are going to go to buffering. So if you're trying to escape your own, and this is what I think makes it so hard, and I think especially as women, we make it hard on ourselves, is this thing that we really want, and yet we're getting in our own way and we're taking ourselves out of the game with Facebook, with maybe an extra glass of wine, with ordering pizza and saying, oh, well, I'm not going to eat the leftovers. This is easier. I don't have time or whatever. So yeah, I think it's even more similar than we thought before.
I think so.
Okay, so what is the one thing that you wish you could scream from the rooftops or sing gently about your systems and strategies? What do people really need to know?
You just need to be consistent.
Okay.
It has to just be consistent. That's the key. Once you find the system that works for you, you got to keep doing it.
Keep going.
100%. Just a very quick story. I have a good friend, and she posted this picture of herself on Facebook where she looked amazing. Like, she lost a ton of weight, and people are like, what's the secret? And, she was really clearly getting us all like waiting. And then she said, it's being consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's so true. Right. She looks amazing. And so I think that's something that we have to remember, that no matter if it's weight loss, or you're trying to stop drinking, or you're trying to find more time, or trying to do your side hustle, it's consistency to get to that goal.
But only every time.
Yes, only every time. I love that.
I 100% agree. And I love this. I don't have any more questions for you, but is there anything that you would want to share or tell the listeners of this podcast where they can find you?
Sure. I'm on mimibishop.com, and we are in the middle of a little bit of a refresh. So you're really lucky that I have a brand new little ebook called 5 Ways to Find Time to Do Your Side Hustle. And this is actually the very first time I'm announcing it. So if you're looking to find time for your side hustle, or just find time, I think it could be really helpful and a lot of fun.
Awesome. Okay. So we'll make sure to get that posted in the show notes and under the comments wherever this video goes live.
Sure thing.
And Mimi, I just want to thank you for being the first interviewee. And this was so much fun. I for sure am going to keep doing this with people.
That's great. I'm honored and thrilled that I'm the first.
That's awesome. Okay. And then just on my end, if you are watching this video or listening to the podcast, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review and say what it is you loved about this episode. If you really like it, go ahead and share it. That is the best thank you can give anybody ever. And as a heads up, on Monday, I am teaching a masterclass called the 4-Step Framework to Lose Weight for Good. I will only be teaching this one time before I officially close the doors to my group weight loss coaching practice. So if you have been wanting to lose weight, if you have been on the fence, if you've been having thoughts like, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it, then you need to be on this free masterclass, and we need to be talking about what comes next for you. So thank you so much for being here and for joining Mimi and I today. I appreciate it, and thanks for listening.